I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, the question I get all the time here on my blog and when I meet people, Owen, where are the Vancouver housing prices, condo prices especially, where are they headed here? Up, down, sideways? I know a recession is coming, which it is. Interest rates have gone up 10, 11 hikes here. Where's the market at? Well, we're just starting to head into the fall market here. Stay tuned. I've got lots of updates I'll give you guys as we move in. We just finished the summer months, which have been slow. Starting around mid-July till Labor Day is always seasonally slow here, and I go away a lot, as do a lot of the big producers. I know people laugh at that, but there's realtors make things happen. And there really is a much smaller core group of realtors like myself that sell a lot of homes in areas like downtown Vancouver, Mount Pleasant, Kitsilano. And a lot of the established realtors go away. They take time off, and a lot of them are like me. They sandbag listings. Buyers are away, the kids are out of school. Why list something in August unless you absolutely have to? And in some cases, I do. A couple of my biggest clients are trustees, and I list whenever they are ready to list. It doesn't matter if it's at Christmas time, we'll list it. And I did have quite a number of listings actually this summer, but I was away a fair bit too. So a lot of realtors wait until after Labor Day, until mid-September, to put listings out when the fall market starts to kick in, which we're starting to see more of. But the early indication I'll give you guys, because I had two new listings I put out. One I put out 2 weeks ago, the other one I put out about a week ago, and I've got two more coming in the next few weeks. A little on the slow side, especially a couple of one-bedroom condos I've got downtown right now. Back earlier in the spring, I probably would have had multiple offers on them after a week. Now I'm getting fairly steady showings on them, but no bidding wars, that's for sure. One of them I did get an offer on a couple of days ago. It was low, and we weren't able to negotiate it or get it to come together. So early indications is it's still a little slow, but it's early. We're just now getting into our fall market. Let's see how it moves forward. I'll give you guys an update here. But where prices are going long term, which is all that really matters, I tell you guys. I don't know what the price of a one-bedroom Yaletown condo is going to do 2 months or 3 months or 6 months from now, or even a year from now. But what I do know is what the price of that condo will be 8, 10, 15 years from now. And that will be substantially higher. Substantially higher. And go watch my other blogs, read my book. I'll gone through it ad nauseum on what causes real estate prices, not just in Vancouver, but in any North American city, to go up over time. And Vancouver, is an equity-driven market. We never have a whole lot of supply here. It's a trickle-in supply, more buyers than there are sellers. And it's an incredibly desirable city to live, and that's getting stronger and stronger every year. Thus, over time, the other thing, of course, is inflation. Inflation, not in lockstep, will generally cause prices to increase in step with inflation. Not every year, there's delays there, but over time, that's how it works. Look at a 20, 30, 40, 50-year chart of Vancouver real estate, Lower Mainland real estate, Vancouver Real Estate Board charts, and you'll see what I mean. But one of the areas where you can kind of get a little bit of a crystal ball on where prices are headed is where the current price per square foot of pre-sale is selling at right now. And I've done lots of blogs on this. That is a precursor to where prices are going to be, because pre-sale is today. That's what it's going to cost based on today's numbers. Buying the land, securing the land, running it through the NIMBYs, getting the permitting, the 4 or 5 years that takes, hiring a construction company, the labor costs, the increased material costs, all the taxes and bureaucracy gives you a current price per square foot. And I've been blogging about this for a long time, how tangible product right now in downtown Vancouver, East Side, Mount Pleasant, Kits, in my humble opinion, is undervalued compared to what the current price per square foot is coming in at for pre-sale condos. So for downtown Vancouver, I've told you guys, everything coming from this point on is luxury condos only. Starting at $1,800 a square foot for a dud, it'll be on the second floor over the parking entrance or by the Smith Rights, to $25,000, $28,000, $3,000 a square foot if you want ultra luxury with water views of Cole Harbour or perhaps English Bay. But let me take a look just at wood frame, basic even wood frame stuff out in East Vancouver in areas like Woodlands, Renfrew area. So here's one. They just launched the pre-sale on it. This is in the Renfrew area, Woodlands, on Nanaimo Street. And it's a 3-story wood frame condos and townhomes. So these are starting 529 square foot condo with parking, starting at $669 plus GST. So that's over $1,200 a square foot. That's starting. So that unit is going to be facing Nanaimo Street, again, that would be kind of usually a loss leader at $670. So you're well up over $700K for approximately 530, 540 square feet. And then it's got some 2 beds, some townhomes, 3 beds, around 1,150 square feet, starting at $1,459,000. 2-bed townhomes, 960 square feet to 1,200 square feet, starting at $1,169,000 plus GST, so we're over $1.2 million here. 3-bed townhomes, approximately 1,300 square feet, starting at about $1.5 million plus GST. So these run between $1,225 a square foot to well over $1,300 a square foot. This is on Nanaimo Street. This is wood frame, finishings nice, but nothing too fancy here. So $1,250 to over $1,300 a square foot on Nanaimo Street. So that, is kind of, you can see, read the room here, as I often say, that's where these prices are going to be coming. One thing I want to point out here, the developer here is not laughing all the way to the bank on this. That's the other thing. A lot of people think that these developers are making massive margins on these, and they're not. I think a typical developer in Vancouver on these wood frame buildings are 10, 14, 15% if all goes well and they're able to deliver the product on time and they don't get any too many surprises. So they're hardly, again, laughing all the way to the bank on these. They've got to have a lot of stuff go right, and considering how much risk they take, that is, in my opinion, a more than reasonable amount of profit margin there. As a matter of fact, I'd be happy to give them over 20%, I think, for the risk they're taking on. Now, I have a little bit more inside knowledge on this. I do know because I had a client involved in the land assembly on this project. It was sold about 2 years ago during COVID. And, the developer paid a pretty good dollar for this land assembly. It was about 7 detached homes. So it shows you how long. That's over 2 years ago that was sold. And they're just now pre-selling it. They haven't even started construction yet. Like all these pre-sales, they'll need to sell a certain quota, 60, 65%. That might take, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months to sell. And then they'll get their construction loans. And then probably, I think the plan is to move forward with construction spring of 2024. But again, that can be delayed depending on how the pre-sale goes. So $1,250 a square foot to over $1,300 a square foot. It'll depend on where the unit is within the complex, if it's facing Nanaimo Street or if it's in the back where it's a little quieter. They've got townhomes, 3 beds, 2 beds, and 1 beds. 1 beds are pretty small, 529 square feet. You're looking at pretty close to $700K plus GST for that. So when you stack that up to what tangible product is at, I don't know. It's not easy. It's not an easy sale, in my opinion. There's stuff for $700K. You can get a bigger unit than that, concrete downtown, maybe 8, 10 years old with parking. So it's the point I want to make with this. This will tell you guys what you have to price these at to make just a reasonable amount of profit based on today's input costs. Securing the land, getting the permitting done. And I should point out, a lot of that was already permitted here. This wasn't something that they had to buy and then run through City Hall to get the permit. They already had the FSR on this. It was just a matter of getting the designs put together and everything else. Getting the marketing company put together. That still took 2 years. So, the point I want to make here is this is what the future is here. $700K for a 500 square foot wood frame on a busy street in East Vancouver, and how tangible product right now, I think represents a pretty good buy, because as we move forward, these prices, tangible tends to catch up to this. This is a couple of years ahead of it. But, you know, I'm selling stuff all the time. I've got a really nice unit I'm getting ready to list in this neighborhood. 15-year-old wood frame with parking, super ultra quiet location, good strata. Unit is in mint condition for around $900 a square foot. I've got concrete stuff downtown I'm selling all the time, between $900, $950 for older strata to $1,100 for something maybe just under 15 years old, but in good shape and a good strata. So it's not a slam dunk sale here, but this is what it's going to be delivered at, price per square foot, for the developer to make any type of a reasonable profit on this. And it's not easy with all the risk and everything else they've got to take. So that tells you where it's going here. And this is going to be the new norm, price per square foot, and substantially higher for concrete stuff downtown. Again, if you can get a good concrete 12, 13-year-old building for around $1,100 and $1,125 a square foot, based on what the prices of pre-sale are at, I think you buy it, hold something like that for 10 or 15 years, and it's going to look like a pretty good buy. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks to all my new subscribers. I'll see you guys next week.